Welcome. I'm Dr. Ryan Gregg, Chair of the Department of Art, Design, and Art History, or DADA as we call it. This evening, we're gathered to celebrate not just the opening of our virtual 2020 BA and BFA art exhibition, but also our graduating seniors and the realization of all of the hard work over their college career. Since we were unable to have a college honors ceremony and commencement is virtual tomorrow, I'm going to take this opportunity to gather three events into one. So we're going to begin with some recognitions of those who have made all of this possible. And I'm not just talking about the exhibition, but even to get to this point. We'll then acknowledge all of the graduating seniors and their honors. And finally, we will present our awards for the exhibition. And as I speak, I'm going to run a slideshow of the students and their artwork featured in the exhibition. Tonight is about them after all, and that way you can enjoy the fruits of their labors. So forgive me while I start this. Okay, 1 second. Okay, no matter how much you practice, it takes a little getting used to. So let me begin by introducing our faculty. I'm going to recognize all of our faculty names here. Marissa Addisman, Robin Asner-Alvey, Jerry Au, Natalie Baldian, Azad Bogosian, Eric Bowman, Juan Chavez, John Canoyer, Julia Curran, Tim Daly, Emily Elliott, Tate Foley, Carol Hodson, Jeff Hughes, Igor Karash, Carolyn Kantz, Mary Lambley, Tom Lang, Terry Riley, Barbara Rutledge, Tyler Stallings, Katie Stegmuller, Gretchen Wagner, Matt Weber, Brett Williams, Noriko Yuasa, and Brian Zimmerman. I want to recognize all of these faculty and others because they have worked diligently with all of our students over the course of their time at Webster to get to them to this point, but never more so than this semester. I really don't have any new words to describe the experience of this semester. Unprecedented, nothing like it, and others that you've heard speak to its novelty, but they really don't capture the depth of effects it has had on our community and all of us as individuals. We grieved, we were stunned or shocked, we were overwhelmed at times. We are all, I think, exhausted. We all stared into our devices more than we ever have before, even as we are currently doing. But we also stayed together. We did all of these things together, even as we were apart. We worked together, we reached out to one another, we supported one another, and together we've made it through. And so I want to especially acknowledge the faculty for their amazing work this semester. Faculty had just a few days to jump from our usual in-class and in-studio approach to switch to entirely remote learning, which we then proceeded with for the rest of the semester. And I know I'm not the only one who found this practically Sisyphean. But our faculty were remarkable in not just finding creative ways to make that transition, but also in the demonstration of their care and concern for every single student in their courses. They worked extremely hard to reach out to students, check in with them, keep them calm, and help them get their work done on top of their normal teaching duties in what were truly Herculean efforts. At the same time, I really need to acknowledge how amazing all of our students really are. I was just so impressed at how, in spite of everything, our students not just hung in there, but in many cases made just spectacular work within the constraints imposed upon them, like not having access to the studios. So thank you to every student for sticking with us. There is one person, though, who I and our entire department owes more thanks to than to anyone else, and that's Alexandria Pierce, Dada's department representative. Her continued attention to the details of our operations and her support has not only enabled me to do my job, but has kept us running throughout, and I really just cannot thank her enough. I want to thank the rest of Dada's staff, Amber Slater-Raymond and Francesca Passanise, who run our two galleries, which are currently shuttered, but they have continued to plan and work, so thank you for doing that. And I want to thank the leadership of the Lee Jardine College of Fine Arts, the staff, Jennifer Hilton-Whited and Nathan Coleman, for their assistance in communication. And I especially want to thank Dean Paul Steger, who just jumped right in and hit the ground running this year and yet has been tireless in his support of everything we do and have done. Like Paul, I took on this job as chair just this year. And it's hard to believe to me, looking back to our first Friday meeting, as I looked out at all of our students to introduce myself, full of trepidation and excitement at a new job, new students, and a new year, that my biggest concern that day was whether the ice cream would arrive on time, which of course it did not. I weathered that storm. I've met many more concerns since then over the year. And with the help of all of those already mentioned, somehow I have stumbled through. We're still here. We made it to the end of the year. Students are graduating. The VAST is still standing. I'm going to count this as a successful first year. And so there are a few others that I really need to offer a personal thank you to. A few students who helped me make this year successful. I need to thank Lillian Gardner for her empathy, her thoughtfulness, and for keeping me clued in to various goings-ons. Sarah Hausman for her conversation and her enthusiasm. I want to thank Colleen Jordan for her good cheer and for hanging my pictures. I want to thank Nicole Weller for her leadership and for keeping me laughing. Anna Alt for her bravery in continuing to bring issues to my attention. And I hope moving forward that other students will continue to assist me as these students have, because I really need your support as we continue to move forward. But to these students, I really say thank you. And now to the seniors. Obviously, this year did not turn out the way we thought it was going to. To paraphrase Dante, in the midst of the journey of our semester, we have come to a dark wood where the direct way was lost. It's a hard thing to speak of how wild, harsh, and impenetrable this term has seemed. It's true that this year has been full of challenges, but it has also had successes. And I want to be careful that the darkness of the last 8 weeks does not overshadow the brilliancy of those triumphs of this year and really of your entire time at Webster. So remember the St. Louis Open Studio Day, where our department joined a St. Louis-wide day of studio visits, represented by some of you and your work. Remember the Graphic Design Showcase, where our graphic designers presented their work to a host of local professional designers and faculty to network and form connections. Remember the student-led exhibition Back to Our Roots, which thankfully, just before we dispersed, grounded us by reminding us all who we are and what we share and how we can stay connected. But most of all, remember the time you've spent in the studios laughing, discussing, crying, learning, playing, experimenting, making friends, and sharing experiences. Remember the feeling of watching your instructor pull off something that looks like magic, awed by their skill. Remember the elation that you felt when you managed to do the same. Remember the determination it took to return to a piece that you thought was ruined, and remember the triumph of turning it into something of which you could be proud. You have the skills, you have the values, and you have the support network to overcome whatever challenge you face as you move forward. Remember that as you do. Because you're now at a crossroads. It's a crossroads that's similar to the diverging potentials of life that the classical hero Hercules found himself at as he contemplated, on the one hand, a short, easy path to leisure, sensuality, and degradation, or the longer, more difficult path to security, stability, and success. The moral of Hercules' choice was a clear one. Yours in these times, I fear, is less so. My hope for you, in addition to your successful pursuit of your vocation, is that you can tap into your own personal Virgil. Virgil was the Roman poet who led Dante from his dark wood through the inferno to conquer his own downturns of fortune by rising into the light of his fame. As you contemplate your potential directions, I hope you will recognize the adaptive abilities that you've gained during your time at Webster and have so fully demonstrated this last term. The last 8 weeks should not overshadow your memories of the first 120 of your college experience, but rather it should add to them so that you can grow from the entirety. We're not defined by a single experience. Neither are we immune from being changed by crisis. We absorb experiences and we add them to our character. We are the sum of our parts, just as is the communal character of Dada. To quote the Renaissance humanist Petrarch, we are currently surrounded by darkness and dense gloom. This term has put into stark display your individual strengths. As Petrarch might say, it has sharpened the keenness of your eyes and brought forth your genius. Your collective virtues have contributed to the strength of our academic community as we pulled together and supported one another. You should never forget that community of which you are now a part, forged now in the fires, first of artistic pursuits, and then of crisis and survival. This will be a part of your Webster community going forward, binding us all as we move into the future. As you make your way along your path, don't forget that you enjoy that support, even while you employ your adaptive strengths to address whatever issues may fall across your way and you work to find solutions to them. This is the legacy of your Dada education, and I look forward to seeing what renaissances arise from the application of your virtues to illuminate again the momentary dark age of our world. I'll now recognize each of our seniors with their majors and their honors. And as I note the departmental honors, know that those honors recognize a student's extraordinary contributions to the life, culture, or welfare of the department. And I'm going to go back here. Danielle Byrne, graduating summa cum laude with a BFA in art with an emphasis in illustration and a minor in English. Romana Camacho Murillo, the BA in studio art, and a double major with a BA in advertising and marketing communications and a minor in French. Bethany Clemens, the BFA in graphic design and a certificate in illustration. Brooke Connor, graduating cum laude with a BA in studio art and departmental honors. Sophia Kuhn, graduating summa cum laude with a BFA in art with an emphasis in painting, and a minor in international human rights and recipient of departmental honors. Lillian Gardner, with a BFA in art with an emphasis in sculpture and recipient of departmental honors. Natalia Halan, the BFA in art with an emphasis in illustration and also pursuing a double major with a BA in advertising and marketing communication. Megan Hang, graduating with a BFA in art with an emphasis in printmaking. Sarah Hausman, BFA in art with an emphasis in illustration and recipient of departmental honors. Hannah Jones, BFA in graphic design. Colleen Jordan, BFA in art with an emphasis in sculpture and recipient of departmental honors. Jane Kanakua, with BFA in graphic design. Lori Lanik, BA in studio art. Abby Lawrence, BFA in art with an emphasis in painting. Laura Leone, BA in studio art. Caleb Potter, BA in studio art. Anna Catherine Rome, BFA in graphic design. Danielle Sartori, BFA in graphic design and recipient of departmental honors. Myra Sherman, BFA in graphic design, minor in international human rights, and a certificate in illustration. Brianna Chanel, BFA in graphic design. Kira Svoboda, graduating magna cum laude with a BFA in art with an emphasis in painting. Emma Tesson, double major of BA in studio art with a BA in art education K through 12. Janet Tran, graduating cum laude with a BFA in graphic design, a certificate in illustration, and recipient of departmental honors. Lucy Weber, graduating magna cum laude with a BA in art history and criticism. Nicole Weller, BFA in graphic design and recipient of departmental honors. Alex Williford, BFA in graphic design and recipient of departmental honors.
Oh, are you kidding me?
It was really fast.
Oh.
They just said Danielle Sartori. She got a certificate
Somebody might want to mute
from her department.
right now. And Shayna York, BFA in art with an emphasis in photography. And I also want to take this moment to recognize our graduating graduate student, whom I unfortunately do not have a picture of. This is Muriel Sharpley, graduating with an MA in art history and criticism with a thesis considering the Bauhaus and the Taliesin Fellowship. And now, bear with me, I'm going to stop sharing the PowerPoint. And turn to our awards for the exhibition. I want to recognize Brian, Marissa, and Tate, who developed and implemented our alternative to our usual exhibitions. They've worked extremely hard with the seniors to gather their portfolios, put together the exhibition on a new website, and compile a printed catalog that each student will receive. So I offer all three of them my sincere thanks for what was really a massive task, and it looks fantastic. If you haven't had a chance to look at the website exhibition, please, I hope you do so after these comments where you'll see more work than just what I was showing. At this point, I'd like to invite Brian Zimmerman and then Marissa Addisman, who worked closely with these students throughout the semester, to say a few words. So Brian, would you like to unmute yourself and say a few things?
I would, and I will. Ryan, you just laid out a magnificently well thought out, amazing introduction, and congratulations for everyone. So thank you for doing that. That's fantastic. I do not have something as magnificent as Ryan just did. But I do want to say that it has been my absolute pleasure to work with, first very intimately with the BAs. We had a very small group. We had 6 graduating BAs this year. Fantastic students. We were working together really closely and developing our plan for our show. And then something happened, and then we were not doing that anymore. And then we became one group with the BFAs. And one thing that I really enjoyed was having the chance to work with all seniors at once. I don't know how many times you guys noticed, but when you guys, the BFAs are working in the seminar room on Fridays, I poke my head in every once in a while, just because I just love seeing all of you guys that are graduating. It just brings me a lot of joy. And so to be able to work with you more closely and to even a few times we met online, that kind of thing, just it's a real treat. And I really mean that. So thank you guys for being so amenable and being open to this absolutely insane process that we've had to go through, for being flexible and for being prompt. I'm genuinely impressed because if I were in a situation as undergrad, I don't know, but you guys really stepped up. You really showed up, and you put the work in, and it shows. And that's why the website that we put together, it would just be a bunch of blank white pages with black text. That's all it would be. But you guys did put the work in. It's some of your older stuff, some new stuff, some brand new things, and it really, really shows. Looks fantastic. So it's been a real treat. So thank you very much for letting me work with you. And I'll turn that over to Marissa if she has anything to say.
Yeah, thank you, Brian, and agreed, Ryan. That was an incredible. Congratulations to the students. But I've had the pleasure of working primarily with the BFA students in the earlier half of the semester, and then again, all the seniors have come together to work. But I just want to congratulate you guys and really thank you all for stepping up. And just, I've had the privilege of reading some of your writing, and you guys have been so open and honest and vulnerable in your writing. And I thank you for trusting me and sharing that with me and letting me become, help you through this process of writing your graduate thesis, which, your undergraduate thesis, which is a huge undertaking. So congratulations to all of you guys. The work you guys turned out was incredible, and I hope that it helped you see your practices in a new light. I guess going forward, just, as much as possible, cherish this uncertainty and cherish your intuition through these times. And I really am excited to follow your art careers as they progress. So congratulations, everyone.
Thank you both. Okay. So we have 5 awards to present. Excuse me. And this year, in recognition of the extraordinary circumstances and unique exhibition environment, the faculty has decided to institute at this point, one-time, unprecedented award. And this award, which has a monetary value of $100, is awarded to the students who worked hard, who rose to the occasion, and who stuck with it, all while facing any variety of financial, technological, and personal challenges to complete their studies. And this award goes to every senior this year as recognition of their commitment and their individual high achievement in each case. I'm starting to choke up a little bit. This includes our art history and criticism student, Lucy Weber. I'm mentioning her because normally the art history students present their theses in a symposium. This year, Lucy's abstract for her thesis on Francisco Goya's etchings will be included on the website and in the catalog as a mark of our cohesivity. So I want to say congratulations to all of our seniors this year for not just finishing, but finishing in such a spectacular fashion. And now we have our 2 Best of Show awards, and I'll invite each winner to say a few words after announcing their name. So our second place award goes to Janet Tran. Janet, would you unmute yourself and say a few words? Everybody's clapping for you.
Hi.
Hi.
Wow, this is surprising. I want to thank every and each of one of you on this webcam. Kind of weird, but I enjoy going to school every day, and I appreciate learning from each and every one of you. So thank you.
Okay, congratulations, Janet. That's great. And our Best of Show is our next award. Our Best of Show award goes to Sophia Kuhn. So Sophia, congratulations. Would you mind unmuting yourself and saying a few words while everybody claps for you?
Hello. Thank you all so much. I'm like super surprised right now. I guess I just want to say thank you to everyone for being so encouraging and helping me grow into a like real-time artist. I can't believe it. Thank you so much.
That's great. Congratulations, Sophia. Both of those awards also come with monetary rewards as well. So Alex will be in touch about how to get those later on. We also have 2 awards that are not monetary, but to our department are equally significant. And these 2 awards, the John Hilgert Award and the Brad Loudenbeck Award, honor 2 past faculty members by recognizing 2 students who contributed greatly to the culture and the life of the department in different ways. And so I'm going to invite Jeff Hughes first to present the Hilgert Award. Jeff?
John Hilgert was a colleague of ours. He taught photography at Webster. He was an incredibly dear friend. I might not make it through this, I just realized, because this award is always very poignant, but this year, even more so. We've all been through the situation. The way you students have come through it is just astounding to me. It really is. But back to Hilgert. He was a big bear of a man. And he was also the dearest, sweetest, kindest person I still think I've ever met. He was in my wedding. He was close to everyone. He could find a way to have a philosophical conversation really over almost nothing. And he was a brilliant photographer and a brilliant teacher as well. Many years ago, we lost him as a young man way too soon. And many years ago, we established this award that in some ways is the most significant award that we have. Because this award originally was given to students who John had touched, quite literally, who had affected their lives, their studio practices, who may have changed their direction because of John. It then turned into looking at what John had done for all of us, which was to give a sense of real belief in humanity, an understanding of the importance of art, and an ideal that we really are all in this together. And so this award is given to the one graduating senior who we look to as one who has been unifying her colleagues, her friends as students, who has been close to the department, who has been close to the faculty, who has been thoughtful, empathetic, and in short, the heart of the department. And I'm really honored this year to say the Hilgert Award goes to Lillian Gardner.
Lillian, would you like to say a few words?
Yeah. Thank you so much. I was trying not to cry there the whole time, but the data community means so much to me, and I'm just so thankful to everybody who has helped me get along this far along the way, and I'm so thankful for my family and my friends and my professors and mentors. Thank you.
Well, congratulations, Lillian. It's very well deserved. And I almost made it through this without tearing up, but now I didn't. So thanks, Jeff, for presenting that. I'm now going to invite Tom Lang to present the Loudenbeck Award. Tom?
Thanks. I'm glad that Jeff had that job. But this is equally tough because Brad Loudenbach was a friend and a colleague who left us far too soon. He was the head of the drawing program. He taught art history, taught painting. He was a master draftsman. I sat in on his classes and his critiques, and we had many conversations and celebrations together. And he really loved drawing. He loved the line, he loved values, he loved everything about it. And his focus was mostly on observational work. But it's a little misleading because even though he was at the base of it an academic, he loved thinking of the university as an academic pursuit. His drawings went beyond that, and his teaching went beyond that. He saw drawing as more of a way of seeing than a way of observing, and it was not just seeing what's in front of you, but also seeing what's behind you and seeing what could be in front of you. And as I told him once about his drawings, it seems like you can see through things as well. And so when Brad passed away, we decided to give an award to a student who also represented that love of drawing and that Brad would have been proud of. And it's, as Jeff said, it's such a pleasure and an honor to give these awards. And this year the award goes to Sarah Hausman.
Sarah, would you say something?
I'm trying. Hold on. Help.
Okay, take your time.
Hold on.
Except on Sarah's behalf. I'm joking. I'm joking. Sorry.
We might have lost her.
She'll be back.
Yeah.
I've been
Congratulations, Sarah.
Still
come
muted.
back.
I don't know what's happening.
There you are.
Hello, can you hear me?
It's unmuting.
Yes.
Okay, sorry, I was struggling with my camera, but I just wanted to say I'm obviously completely in tears because this, hold on, this means a lot to me and the reason why I came to Webster, and I can't help but thank everybody who has supported me and who has believed in me, because I wouldn't be here without you guys. So thank you for all inspiring me to do this. And so I'm very honored to have this award, and I hope that I made him and every one of you proud.
Congratulations, Sarah. Okay, that's our event. Those are our awards. Remember, the commencement is streamed tomorrow morning at 9:30 a.m. on Webster's commencement page and on its Facebook page. I want to say congratulations again to all of our seniors, all of our graduates. And it's been such a pleasure to work with each one of you and to work for you. And I just am really excited to see where you have gone and where you will go. The exhibition is fantastic. Again, I encourage everyone to go spend some time on it. It's wonderful. Thank you, everyone, for joining us, and have a good evening.
Unmute. Let's hear the
Everyone
noise.
unmute.
Let's hear. Congratulations. Way to go.
Ooh, I'm on fire. I can't do this.